Welcome viewers to another live stream, number 9 from Kime to Go. In this stream we're going to be looking at the update on the progress of the Ender 2 Pro, which we've been working on, modifying, and we're also going to give a bit of update on what's coming on the channel in the very near future. So first of all, let's go over to the desktop and have a look at the progress on the printer. Well, here's the printer. Sure you've seen this before. This is the Ender 2 Pro, and it looks like it's in a bit of a sorry state at the moment because we've got a few bits and pieces missing, and bits and pieces have all been taken apart because we're working on it live. So what we have here is the extrusion head, which we're going to take off. This is the PTFE pipe extrusion head. And the problem with these is the PTFE tube that goes down here has to go right down and touch the nozzle, and it gets up to about 260 degrees. And eventually it deteriorates over time. It'll go all brown, you'll get clogging, and you have to replace it. It's a replacement part you have to do. So what I'm going to do with this printer here, we've done the extruder and we've made sure all the axes are all nice and tight and proper. Bearings are good. I'm going to replace this extruder here for an all metal type, and this is a all metal hot end. It's called an E3D. This is actually a clone E3D hot end, and this is what it looks like. There it is there. You have this heat sink, and you have there's an air fitting that goes on there, a Festo fitting which connects to the 4mm tube, PTFE tube, which guides the filament down into the heatsink. The advantage of these ones is the PTFE tube ends about here. It doesn't go right down into the hot section, so here it's only about 40 degrees or so. So there it's about, well, if you use an all metal hot end, you can go up to about 300 degrees and do materials such as PETG easily, and ABS, which is what I'm going to do on this printer. So there's the nozzle we're going to use. This has a fan attached to it. Now these fans, they look small, but they're really efficient because they're blowing air only across the heater where it's needed. This little part here, nothing is wasted. So if you put one of these on, this curved part, which is, you can see cross section there. There's one end which is curved outwards like that. Well, it's curved out that way. That bit goes on the bottom, so that clips on there. And that fan blows air through all these pins to keep it cool. How cool is that? The only problem is our original extruder mounted on two pillars here, which are tapped with 2 screws. So this is not a direct replacement because we can't just stick that there, it won't work. So what we have to do, and I'm quite lucky the fact that I can use Fusion 360 or something like that, or Tinkercad. If you haven't got Fusion 360, you can do this yourself quite easily with Tinkercad. Go on there and have a go, and if anybody wants any videos on how to use Tinkercad, please let me know in the comments, and we'll do a few little videos on that. Probably a live stream if need be. So what I've done, I've made a new part. I've drawn it up. I've not drawn it all up completely, but there's where we're up to at the moment. There's the part, and as you can see, it's not finished. There's a few bits we've got to do. I've got to modify it and probably add the fan onto this as well. So that's where we are with that. And as you can see, it's exactly like that. So you draw it up, print it, and that's what you get. Now the 2 screws here, 2 pins sticking up here with screw threads, they line up with them 2 holes, that one and that one. So I can put that directly on there, and I can fix it here with the 2 same screws. Once I've fixed that on there, I can take the nozzle and I can clip that into there like so. It's good to make your own parts. You can get these parts, similar sort of things, from Thingiverse or Prusa Printables and things, but they're never exactly what you want, exactly as you like it. So it's nice to make your own. That clips on there, and there'll be 2 screws to go into here to hold it solid. The only problem is we've got the extruder there, which let's show you that. We've got the extruder in, but there's an issue there, is we haven't got a fan, part cooling fan. So what you also need, we need to put a part cooling fan back on here. And the part cooling fan has to blow from here, this direction. So I've got a couple of options. This is the original cooling fan that we had, but if I line that up there, and I'll show you on the top here. Let me show you on the top the issue. The center of this is the center of the nozzle below, and this is where the cooling fan was originally. So as you can see, the cooling fan outlet is not blowing across the nozzle. It really wants to be here. So the only way we can do that, a few ways we can do it, and each way will work. I can put the cooling fan back on there. This is the cooling fan here. That attaches onto the bottom, like so. I could just mount it a little bit further out, like so, which is the easy way to do it. But it means this won't be square, and this will be sticking out like that in the square. But I want it nice, and I want it a complete square. So that means I have to move this nozzle that way, this way, by 7mm. And when I move the nozzle, that's where it's going to be. I might make draw that, make a new one completely, one option. The other option is, this is what I made for another printer which I have, which works really well. And it has a 40mm fan on here, and the air blows through here and out this port here. The only problem with this one is when I fit this one on, it's too low, so it needs modifying. But it's a nice option because it's nice and streamlined. It will look good if that was on there. So just let you know, we might be using that. Or I have another version here which I made, which gives me a little bit more flow. The reason being it gives me more flow is because the fan, which is now mounted on here, has more space to get the air in. This one, the fan is right up against the back piece here. So this one is more efficient, but again, it doesn't look that good and it sticks right out. So in the coming videos, we'll go through what choice I made and how I made it. Hopefully by the end of the week that will be done. Hopefully by the next video it should be done. And I'll let you know in the next video how we're getting on with that. So things that are coming along on the channel, just to give you a quick update. I've been asked about the Mavic 2 video in my previous video for the Mavic drone, where I give you a demonstration of how to set it up. I said in there, when will the Mavic fly? Well, the Mavic is going to fly shortly, so keep an eye out for that video, which will appear here very shortly on this channel. If you watch the channel, you'll know we've been doing a bit of work on this desk tidy, and I've had a lot of positive responses on that. And what I'm going to do, because everybody hasn't got a CR30 printer to print this all in one piece from one end to the other, I'm going to make this version in sections: 200mm, 200mm, 200mm. So you print the end, you print that end, and you can put as many pieces as you want in the middle. So if you've got a big desk with you need a long one, you can use it, and if you've got a short desk, you can make a short one. So keep an eye out in future videos for that coming along. That is going to happen. and any files I get I'm going to put on Thingiverse. The files for this one will be put on Thingiverse within the next couple of days, so this one's complete, and I'll be adding more tool holders as we go on. So that's where we are with that. And also we've got a bit of a review coming along as well, a bit of a special. I've got a Creality K1 Max coming in, and when the K1 Max arrives we'll be doing a review on that. It'll be unboxing and a review on how it works. Now I'm not going to be running it massively fast all the time. Most of the videos you see online, you will see they are running these at full speed, doing a benchy in a very quick time. And of course I'm going to do one of them, but my idea is I need a printer with a 300mm bed to print bigger parts, and I want to print parts that are looking really good with no issues. So with that in mind, the new Creality K1 Max, when I get that, I'm going to do a review first of all, unboxing. I'm going to give you my opinions, how well it's built. We're going to make some modifications to the Creality K1 Max when it arrives. I've got a few ideas which I'm going to do, which would be improvements, I believe. So keep an eye out for that one. That's coming very, very shortly. So that's just a quick update where we are now. In the next video, hopefully we'll have this hot end on here ready for testing. I'm going to wish you all a very good day, and thank you very much for watching. And if you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section, and if you would like to subscribe, it would be much appreciated. So yeah, have a good day. Bye for now.